The fantasy element, exactly what happens, the mystery, the mysticism of it. What happens when the clock strikes 11, 11, 11, 11, when the two walkie-talkies mysteriously connect and you can talk to each other. I thought it was very interesting. It's a fresh spin on police procedural dramas. We've never seen this before. It changes the entire game because now if you can get intel from 15 years ago to be able to solve certain cases, how would that change?
So firstly, about Gyara Gyara. So I think if I'm not wrong, this is the first time you're playing a FOP. You're getting into the Vardi for the first time. So tell us about that. How was the entire experience? How did you prepare for being a cop for the first time on screen?
It's really special because there's something about the uniform, We've always seen people in uniform, whether it's the cops or the military personnel, and you have great sense of pride looking at them. You have immense respect for them. So when you get a chance to represent them, you don't take that lightly. You really want to look like you belong to this, or you've earned it, or you deserve to wear the uniform. And that's exactly what I felt. It also there's something that happens. There's a switch. There's a transformation that happens when you wear the uniform. You suddenly become all upright. You walk and talk with purpose. You feel like a sense of responsibility, of command, and that really happened, which was very exciting for me because it's my first time wearing a uniform. And apart from that, apart from the physicality of it, of course, it's a really complex character. My character is in both the timelines, past and the present. So I had to basically trace the journey of this person from when she was a young recruit in the police force to the time that she becomes the DSP and heads a unit. And all that happens in her professional and personal life, and all the baggages and all the conflicts, I had to kind of carry them with me to grasp her journey, which was challenging and very, very fulfilling as an actor.
Great. So, what made you pick Gyara Gyara in the first place? Obviously, it was a new role for you as a pop. So, what made you pick? What was so special about it?
The fantasy element, exactly what happens, the mystery, the mysticism of it. What happens when the clock strikes 11, 11, 11, 11, when the two walkie-talkies mysteriously connect and you can talk to each other. I thought it was very interesting. It's a fresh spin on police procedural dramas. We've never seen this before. It changes the entire game because now if you can get intel from 15 years ago to be able to solve certain cases, how would that change? And, that I thought was very exciting. And we've not seen that in Hindi cinema and series before. We've seen so many good crime dramas and police procedurals, but this particular spin gave this script, this concept, the show an edge. And that got me in instantly.
Like it's a fresh new perspective on the regular thriller.
Yeah, it's a new challenge because it comes with its own challenges. You would think that, oh, wow, this is great. Now you have sort of a superpower to solve cases. But also, if you change something in the past, something in the present changes. So, what is the cost? How far are you going to go to access a superpower like this? These are interesting questions.
Right. So, how was this a role very challenging for you, or you approached it like any other role you would, considering it's your first as a
I have a habit of picking up challenging roles. So this was very much in line with the challenges that I like to throw at myself. And I'm very happy about that. I think if it wasn't challenging, if it was just like Kritika, then it would be boring for me to go to set every day and do things, effortlessly. This required the effort. This required prep. It required me to learn. We did, action training, gun training. I learned how to drive a manual SUV in the hills. And of course, apart from all the physical work or the work on physicality, there was a deep, rich psychological life of the character that I could really feel for and relate with. And it was almost like living the prime years, the professional prime years of somebody, of like 15 years of somebody's life. It really sometimes feels like you've had a chance to walk in somebody else's shoes. And that's the most exciting part about my job. So I wouldn't trade that for any easy route ever.
love. So, that being said, you've done romantic roles, you've done these stars book, you played a princess, you played a journalist, and now you're playing a pop. So what's next for Kritika Kamal? Would you love
I don't know. Sky's the limit. I don't know. I mean, I think that the makers are more audacious and have better creative imagination than I do, because the kind of things that come my way, who would have thought I'd be cast as a gangster, a Mumbai Don? Like, I am constantly surprised and pleasantly surprised because I've yearned for this. I have really taken many chances and tried to reinvent myself multiple times so that these opportunities come my way. And now when they are, I am really happy. So I wouldn't want to put a wish list and say, this is all I want to do. I want to be surprised.
Lovely. So that's what I was going to come to, that your character of Habiba and Bombay Mary Jat was highly appreciated. Everyone loved it. You even won awards for that. So what was it for you to play that movie? You know, was it challenging? Like it's a gangster and getting.
Like I said, it was a different challenge at that point of time. At that time, I had never explored anything like that. And to play somebody who I don't relate with, to play somebody whose rights and wrongs are different from you and I, was a challenge. And it's, these are things that you can only do as an actor. Like I said, you vicariously get to live and do things that you would never in your real life. And that's what is the adventure. And I am here for it. So it was very, very exciting doing that. And I'm really overwhelmed by the love that I've got for that character.
Lovely. So if you had to pinpoint one favorite role that you've done till date, one favorite character, what would it be?
This is too tough. And I don't think I have the right to do this. I think the audiences should tell me what if they enjoyed the most.
But what have you enjoyed doing the most? If you could.
I do my homework fairly only. I choose things where I know that I'm going to enjoy this process, or at least I try my best. I align myself with the people that I want to collaborate with. I pick roles where I'm not, repeating myself. So I'm having fun with everything. I'm currently shooting for something. I'm thoroughly enjoying that as well. And that's completely different from Gyara Gyara or Bombay Meri Jaan, anything I've done before. So my quest of finding new things will continue. It'll be interesting to know from you guys who have been watching things I'm part of to tell me what worked best for you.
Wonderful. So again, now you've done TV. You started from TV, then you got into movies or doing web series. You've done all of it to be precise. So what is it that what is your take on each of it, and what do you think makes each of them stand out?
For me, the medium honestly does not matter, but there is a hierarchy that the audiences, media, and the industry sort of like has. I understand that each medium has its strengths and audiences that they cater to. I think that television will forever be the medium that has the maximum reach, at least in our country, because the television is in every home. It goes into the interiors of the country. The reach is unparalleled. Films will always remain that collective viewing experience or that big spectacle experience that we all want as an outing. It will always forever be a great date night idea. It will always be something that we make plans with our friends for. That's never going away. Streaming is very interesting because now you can watch content on any screen, any size, any time. It's appointment viewing. So it gives you the flexibility. And with our lifestyles now, it's so much nicer and convenient to have content like this. And also some of the best writing is happening on streaming because it's still a newer medium. It doesn't have the baggage of TRP or ticket sales. So currently there's more freedom and more flexibility here. And it's been going really well because what's happening is that on OTT, on streaming, particularly, it's the stories that work. It's the concepts that work. It's not about what star was in it or what was the budget or nothing like that. It's pure. It's an entertainment medium. It's a medium where if you entertain, you engage, you're going to be rewarded. And that's very good because as long as I hope nobody finds the formula so that we keep experimenting. Because the moment we have a formula, we're going to just get the same of everything.
I think that one last question that what would you pick personally if you were to pick what TV, movies or?
See, like I said, because for me, it's no different. It's not like I have a different approach. It's not like for television, I prepare differently and for films, I prepare differently. It's not like that. I prepare according to what the story demands from me, what the director demands from me. So for me, I want to work with storytellers that inspire me. I want to do stories that showcase their female characters well. I want to watch things I want to be part of things that I like watching. And whatever medium whatever medium offers me that, I'll be there. I want to be everywhere. Why pick?
Right. So that's all I had for you, Kritika. Thank you so much. Thank you and all the very best for Gyara Gyara.
Thank you very much. Please do That's what you think about the show.